Hey there, it's Lindsay, and today's project is coming to you from the laundry room. I'm going to show you how simple and affordable it was to update. Here are the specs we will be working with. We were able to make this project happen on a budget mainly because both the tabletop, which is actually a door, and the cabinets were free from Facebook Marketplace. Yep, you heard that right, I said free. The door ended up being perfect for the tabletop, and I'll show you why later in the video. For now, let's get started with the process. My husband trimmed the door to make it fit as the table, and we decided to make the cabinets flush with the wall so we could still have space underneath for storage. I wanted to paint the cabinets and darken the table to make it look like real wood. I'll also be painting the cabinets on the opposite wall above the washer and dryer later in the video, but first let's prep the door that will be used as the table. I used an 80 grit piece of sandpaper to remove the finish that was on the door. There was no need to use the electric sander, seeing as this was not a huge piece to sand, and I didn't want to cause any damage to the door since it's not 100% real wood. I went back for a second sanding with 220 grit to make the surface smooth and allow the paint to be applied easier. For the table, I decided to use Dixie Belle's chalk mineral paint in the shade Coffee Bean, and I turned it into a wash, or in this case more of a stain, by adding water to the paint. This is a very simple process, and another reason I love working with this product because you can create your own custom product this way. There is no right or wrong way to do this. If you think you have sprayed too much water, you can always thicken it back up by adding in more paint. I plan to do at least a few coats of this, so I started with a small amount. I applied the product in small sections using a foam brush and then would wipe it back with a paper towel. I did a total of 2 coats of the coffee bean wash using this method. I wanted the table to have a rustic look, so I wasn't worried about applying the product evenly or perfect. After it dried completely, I went back with polyacrylic by Minwax as the top coat. This is the same top coat I used when I refinished my kitchen table. Since the table might be used to iron, I wanted to make sure it had a durable top coat. I wanted to make sure the paint would hold up well, so I primed the cabinet first and applied it using a foam brush. I was not worried about saturating it with primer, I just wanted a light coat. The instructions on the paint I chose for these cabinets states that primer is not necessary, but I usually prefer to place it myself. Here's a peek at the colors I'll be using for the cabinets. I'm using the Coastal Blue from Rustoleum for the cabinets under the table. This is actually very similar to the shade of blue we chose to paint our kitchen cabinets last year, and I thought that this would give a nice burst of color to the laundry room. I ended up doing a total of 4 coats to get an even coverage on these cabinets. Here's a look again at the cabinets above the washer and dryer. Since we were upgrading the laundry room, it only made sense to paint them as well. I used Dixie Belle's Chalk Mineral Paint in the shade Hurricane Gray, and I used the same prep process as usual with White Lightning first to clean the cabinets, and then afterwards I applied the primer. When it comes to painting cabinets, I find that it's much easier to take the doors off, and I did a total of 2 coats all over with the Hurricane Gray. After it completely dried, I went back with the satin finish top coat. I used the original knobs that were on the cabinets, just gave them a new life with this spray paint. I've used this on several things around the house and I've had no issues with it chipping. I highly recommend it if you're looking to change up some brass or steel fixtures on a budget. Leave a comment below if you'd be interested in seeing what else I've used it on around the house. And for these drawers, I had some leftover hardware from another project that I was able to use. And without further ado, here is the finished project. This table will be perfect for folding clothes or ironing, and we can even use the spot that the door handle used to be to feed the cord through to the outlet. I hang dry most of my clothes, so it only made sense to add a hanging rod as well. I stumbled upon these cool brackets at the hardware store to fasten to the wall that could hold a hanging rod and also be used to place a shelf on top. I loved this idea, so we bought the brackets and bought a pre-cut piece of wood to use as the shelf. I stained the wood before placing it and put a few pieces of decor up. Last but not least, the fresh new look of the cabinets above the washer and dryer. Let me know what you think about the laundry room project by leaving some comments below. I'm about to start working on my next project and I cannot wait to share it with you. Check out some of my other videos and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time and take care.